So let us now we are going to discuss in the dimensional analysis uh, further. At the last class we have completed about the convergence of the units. So the second uses of the dimensions is how to check the correctness of the equations, right? How to check the correctness of the equation. So you can write the second use of the dimensional analysis to check the dimensional correctness of equations. To check the dimensional correctness of the equations, let us consider an equations. For an example, if I am going to take a equation that is a is equal to b plus c, getting it? So this equation will be correct if the dimension of each and every term over here are the equal. That is, if dimension of a is equal to dimension of b and dimension of a is equal to the dimension of b, sorry, dimension of c. Dimension of c. In this situation, we can say that the equations above is the correct. Then we can say that equation is correct. Equation is correct. Getting it, everyone? And this is called this process is called the principle of the homogeneity. So you can also write this is known as the principle of homogeneity. Principle of homogeneity. Let us take the example how we are going to proceed. Take the example over here. If I am taking the 10 meter plus 5 meter, we can easily say that it would be the 15 meter. So here it is distance 5 meter, it is also the distance, and the resultant will be the distance. Getting it? Let us consider if this is your A, this is B, and this is C. So we can say that the dimension of A, so here the dimension of A is actually length because it is the distance. So this dimension of A is equal to the dimension of the C because the result is also the distance. Also, individually, if we are talking about the B is also the distance and the result is also the distance. So the dimension of B and dimension of C all are the equal. Then we can say that the given equation is correct. Then the given equation is correct. This is called the principle of homogeneity. What that means? Means that the physical quantity should be add, subtract, having the same dimension, having the same physical quantity. That means distance must be add or subtract with the distance only. You cannot subtract or add with the speed. You cannot add or subtract with the energy, with the distance. Just take one more example for the incorrectness example. If we are talking about the 10 meter distance plus 5 kg, okay, so this is actually undefined. We do not know what this is. Undefined. Why it is undefined? Because if this is A, this is B, and this is C, we can say that dimension of A is not equal to the dimension of C. Is it is? Because we don't know what 10 meter is added with the 5 kg. This is the other physical quantity and this is the another physical quantity. So both are the different physical quantity. A and B are the both are the different physical quantity. Here we can say that A and B are different physical quantity. We cannot add or subtract because it is undefined. The result is actually undefined. Getting it, everyone? So this equation is incorrect. So we can say that the equation is incorrect. So the given equation, is incorrect, right? Getting it, everyone? Okay, now we are going to do some examples on the correctness. So let us take the example number 1. First, check the correctness of the equation that is v is equal to u plus at. So this equation is correct or not, you have to check it. Student, mute your voice, mute your mic. Hello, mute your mic. Convey my message to him. Write in the chat box to mute his mic. Write in the chat box. So is this equation is correct or not? So if the equation is correct, we must have to say that dimension of A must be equal to the dimension of B, yes or no? And dimension of A must be equal to the dimension of C. Getting it? In this way, dimension of B is also equal to the dimension of C, right? So what is the dimension of velocity? V is the velocity. It is considered as the LHS. LHS is V. So its dimension is L to the power 1, T to the power minus 1. Getting it, everyone? Now let us take the dimension of for the RHS side. Let us take the dimension of the U. So its dimension is also L to the power 1, T to the power minus 1. What is the dimension of AT? Also we can write dimension of AT can be written as A is acceleration, so its dimension is L to the power 1, T to the power minus 2, and the T is the time, so its dimension is T to the power 1. Now after solving, its dimension will be is equal to L to the power 1, T to the power minus 1. So we can say that A is equal to B, A is equal to C, and B is equal to C. It is proved from here. AT have the same dimension, U have the same dimension, B, we have a same dimension. Hence the equation is correct. Hence the given equation is correct. Given equation is correct. Getting it? Hello. Now let us proceed to one more example. S is equal to ut plus half at square. If this equation is correct, so check that equation is correct or not. Check it. Dimensional correctness. So just take as the LHS. LHS is distance, so the dimension of distance is equal to L. So we can say that dimension of ut and dimension of at squared, we can ignore the half because it is a number, and we have already discussed in our previous class that is the number do not have any dimensions. So ignore 1 by 2. So the dimension of ut and dimension of at square must be equal to L. So in RHS, what is the dimension of the ut? So its dimension is u is the velocity, it is L to the power 1, t to the power minus 1, and the dimension of t is t to the power 1, so its dimension is equal to L. Similarly, there is one more part in the RHS, that is the half at square, and ignore the half. So the dimension of dimension of at squared is equal to a for the acceleration, this is L to the power 1, t to the power minus 2, and this is t to the power 2, so its dimension is equal to L. So we can say that dimension at the LHS and at the RHS all have the same dimension, L, L and L. Hence we can say that the given equation is correct. The given equation is correct dimensionally. It is correct dimensionally, right? Let us move to one more example. Third one, if we are talking about S is equal to ut minus half at squared. So be careful, it is also correct equations because it is dimensionally correct. So we can write as the previous one, as the previous example. As the previous examples, the given equation is dimensionally correct. The given equation is dimensionally correct. Dimensionally correct. So this equation is also dimensionally correct. Dimensionally correct. Getting it? Now you can check one more example, and after that we will proceed to our next topic, next usage. If the kinetic energy is equal to half mv squared plus mass into acceleration, check its correctness. Check its correctness of equation. So this is correct or not? So we can check one by one. So in the LHS side, the kinetic energy and the dimensional formula for the kinetic energy is equal to m to the power 1, L to the power 2, t to the power minus 2, right? Now let us talking about, yes, who is, no one is here. So I am requesting to all of you to please be on time. It is not a time to log in over here. It is already 8:30. So let us come to our question. At the RHS side there is a two terms. So first ignore the constant value, that is the half, and then check the mv squared dimension. So it is equal to m to the power 1, L to the power 1, t to the power minus 1, having the square, and this is the mass. So its dimension is m to the power 1, L to the power 2, t to the power minus 2. Similarly, there is a mass and acceleration. So let's check its dimension also. It is m to the power 1. Now the dimension of acceleration is L to the power 1, t to the power minus 2. So here we can say that m to the power 1 L to the power 1, T to the power minus 2. Hence we can say that from here it is dimensionally not correct. Why? Because the dimension of each and every terms are not equal. Dimension of each and every terms are not equal. It is equal, okay, it is okay, but it is not equal to this one. Hence we can say that the given equation is incorrect dimensionally. The given equation is incorrect dimensionally. So we can write over here the given equation is incorrect dimensionally. Getting it? Okay. Now there is third use of dimensional analysis, and we will proceed to that one. So put the heading, the third uses. Third one is to deduce the relations between the different physical quantities. So put the heading, to deduce the relation among the physical quantity. Okay, physical quantities. So by the example we are going to understand this one. So let us consider the example. That let us consider this is the pendulum having mass m. This is the length of the pendulum. So it is given that the time period of the pendulum is depends on the length of the pendulum and the acceleration due to gravity. Due to gravity. So in this example we have to calculate the formula for the time period. So we have noticed that the time period is depends on which quantity it is depends, length of the pendulum, and second one is the acceleration. So there is two physical quantities on which the time period is depends. Time period is t, length of the pendulum is l, and the acceleration is g. Getting it? So firstly what we need to do that in the solution process we have to do that here, that is t proportional to the length of the pendulum as well as the acceleration due to gravity. Getting it? And we don't know what is the power. If it may be l to the power 2, l squared, g may be come in the root. So we don't know how this time period is relates with the length and the acceleration due to gravity. So we have to take as the variable a and b. Getting it? Time having the power 1. Getting everyone? Because it is depends, time period is depends on the length and the acceleration due to gravity. That is why I have written over here time period is directly proportional or the proportional to the l to the power a and the acceleration due to gravity having power b. So we have to calculate the value of A and B so that our equation will be dimensionally correct. Getting it? So proceed now. We can write t to the power 1 is equal to, let us put some constant k, L to the power A, G to the power B. Our main aim is to calculate the value of A and B so that our formula will be dimensionally correct. Okay. So can I write, because t comes in a fundamental quantities, 7 base fundamental quantity, can I write m to the power 0, L to the power 0 and t to the power 1? K, which is constant, so we do not concern with the constant. L to the power A, put in a square bracket. And what is the dimensional formula for the acceleration due to gravity? It is L to the power 1, t to the power minus 2, having whole power B. Now, what we need to do that? L to the power 0, m to the power 0 and t to the power 1 is equal to, simplify this one, you will be get L to the power A, here L to the power B and t to the power minus 2b, right? This implies that m to the power 0, L to the power 0, t to the power 1 is equal to k. Now, if the bases are the same, they are in the multiplication form, their power can be added. So we can add their power over here, L to the power A plus B, into t to the power minus 2b, right? Now separate their terms individually over here. So we can separate from here, L to the power 0 is equal to L to the power A plus B, right? And over here we can write t to the power 1 is equal to t to the power minus 2b. And there is not any quantity of the mass over here, so we are not equating mass. So we can write over here 0 is equal to A plus B and here 1 is equal to minus 2b. So here b is equal to minus 1 by 2. Put in first, put this v over here. This implies that 0 is equal to A minus 1 by 2, hence A is equal to 1 by 2. We are getting the value of A and B, here A and here B, right? So put this value of A and B in our the assuming equation, that is the equation number first, put in first. So we can write over here, put in first, put the value of A and B in the equation number first. So we will get the dimensionally correct equations of time period of the pendulum. So here we can write, so time period having some constant L to the power A and G to the power B, Z to the power B. So T is equal to K, L to the power 1 by 2, G to the power minus 1 by 2. So we can write K under root of, it will become in the root and this will also become in the root. So this will be L upon G. And we know that its formula is T is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. So it is dimensionally correct equations, right? Hello. So this is much easier process to derive the relation between one physical quantity to the another physical quantity. So you can see once again the procedure which I have used, and then we will do one more question on this one. Getting it? Firstly, you have to choose that physical quantities depends on what others physical quantity, that will be written in the questions. We have to identify that one, and after identifying we have to write in a mathematical form, just like I have the written over here, that is time period. It depends means it is proportional to the other physical quantity. Here time period is depends, that is proportional to the length of the pendulum and the acceleration due to gravity. and after that we do not know the power of the L and power of the G, hence we are assuming that its power is A and B. And after putting their dimensional formulas, we have to calculate the value of A and B, and after calculating value of A and B, we have to directly put these values here, and that will be our answer. Getting it? Yes. They are dimensionally correct, but they are the other physical quantity, so you cannot add over there, right? Yes, there comes in a limitation. I have already discussed in the previous class. Because the physical quantities are the different, but their dimensional formulas are the same, right? Yes, their dimensional formula are the same. If we are talking about the work and the torque, so there is a difference between the work and torque. The difference between the work is equal to the force into displacement. We will discuss about the vectors in our coming chapters. So they are actually in a dot product, so the work done is equal to the F d cos theta. Means that if the force is acting on this block and it is displaced by some distance d, so the direction of the force and the displacement all are in the same direction, so here the theta is equal to the 0 degree. In this situation it is called as the some work is performed. Getting it? Some work is performed by the force F. It has the same dimensional formula. If we are calculating the dimensional formula, it is similar to the torque. If this is our torque, it is also the force, but it is a cross product. Be careful, it is the cross product. We will discuss in our coming lectures in a vector. It is actually the cross product, so we are using the cross, and this is the displacement, so we can use the displacement over here. So we are not going to add this one. Okay, so we can write over here, this is the F d sine theta, and this is the difference between the torque and the work done. It means that if you are applying the force, if we are applying the force on this object having in this direction, this is the direction of the force, but the displacement is somehow in this direction. Let us consider its displacement will be in this direction. If this is F and displacement is in this direction, so here the angle is equal to the 90 degree, so it is actually rotating object, hence the torque is actually used in a rotating or the circular motion. Getting it? So if the direction is same or the angle is equal to 0 degree, it is work done, and if the angle is 90 degree or the other angles, getting it, it would be the torque, right? But their dimensional formulas are the constant, because we already have studied that trigonometric function do not have any dimension. These are the dimensionless constants. That is why we have ignored the sine theta and the cos theta. So we are not going to add this one. Getting it? Now let us do one more question on deducing the relation, from the deducing the relation. So look at the question. The heat produces by the bulb, the heat produces by the bulb in which I current is flowing, I current is flowing for the time t. Okay, for the time t. The resistance of the resistance of bulb is R. Okay, deduce the relation between between heat, current, resistance and time, because the heat is depends on the three physical quantities: current, you can see over here, current, time and the resistance R. So we have to deduce the relation between heat and this others quantity. So this is the deducing kind of the relation. So solve this one. So how we can solve over here? Let us take the solution. So we can say that the heat is proportional to the I, R and T. Yes or no? Because it is depends on the current, resistance and the time. Heat is actually depends on current, resistance and the time. But we don't know what is the power of the current, resistance and the time. So let us assume its power is A, B and C. If we calculate the value of the A, B and C, that will be our answer. So our main aim is to calculate the value of A, B and C using the dimensional formulas. So we already know the dimensional formula of the heat. Dimensional formula of the heat is equal to, it is energy. So its dimensional formula is m to the power 1, L to the power 2, T to the power minus 2, right? And look at over here, there is one more term, current is over here. And we know current is also present in the 7 base fundamental units. So we have to add current over here. But current do not have any dimension in the heat formulas. That's why we are just using over here I to the power 0. I to the power, or A to the power 0 is equal to some constant. Dimension of current is A to the power A to the power A. A to the power A. Now what is the dimension of the resistance R? Who will be tell me the resistance R? Dimension of the resistance R. T minus 3, A minus 2, and what about m to the power? Everyone have this dimension? Which one is dimensionless? Resistance comes in a dimension constant. Getting it? We have discussed in our earlier classes, dimension are of the two types: number trigonometric functions, pi, exponential, these are the dimensionless, but the resistance have a dimension. It is constant, but it is the dimension constant. R is equal to V upon I, right? Similarly, G is also constant, but we have the dimension of the G. We have already calculated. Getting it? So R is it is constant, okay, but it is a dimensions constant. It is not a dimensionless constant. Okay, so dimension of R can be derived from potential difference upon the current. So this is the dimension of the resistance. So what is the dimension of the time? Also, firstly we need to put the power B, and the dimension of T is equal dimension of T over here, time, and power C. Getting it, everyone? Now simplify it. You can put it over here like this one: m to the power 1, L to the power 2, T to the power minus 2, A to the power 0, which is equal to K. We do not concern with K. Consider this as the equation number first. A to the power A, and firstly multiply this power with the inner power. So we can write m to the power B, L to the power 2B, T to the power minus 3B, and A to the power minus 2B, right? And the dimension of T is T. Multiply this C over here. Okay, now firstly we have to simplify it over here. So I can write it over here. There is only one m, so m to the power B, and L is only 1, so L to the power 2B, and the time over here and this one. So base are the same, then the power could be added. So this is T is equal to minus 3B plus C, right? And the A, current current also have the power a, and here minus 2b, so I can write a minus 2b. Getting it, everyone? Here m to the power 1, l to the power 2, t to the power minus 2, a to the power 0. Now this is everything's are in a multiplication form over here. Take it in a bracket. Now separate each and every physical quantities in a dimension form. So here I can write m to the power 1 is equal to m to the power b, right? And here l to the power 2 is equal to l to the power 2b, right? And t to the power minus 2 is equal to t to the power minus 3b plus c. Okay, and current a to the power 0 is equal to a to the power a minus 2b. Now by the linear equations we can easily find out that the value of b is equal to 1. Here also 2b, so here also b is equal to 1, and here minus 2 is equal to minus 3b plus c. Now put the value of b here, so this is 2 is equal to minus 3 plus c, so this would be c is equal to 1, right? Hello. Now here you can put the value 0 is equal to a minus 2b. Now put the value of b is equal to 1, so this is 0 is equal to a minus 2. Here the a is equal to 2. Now we have the value of a, b and c, everyone. This is b, this is c, and this is a. Now put these values, put in first. Put in equation number first. Put in equation first. Put a, b and c, and let us find out what is the formula for the heat. Let us find out over there what is the formula for the heat. So it is H is equal to K, I to the power A, R to the power B, T to the power C. So we can put this is K, I to the power 2 because the value of A is equal to 2, R to the power 1 because the value of B is equal to 1, and T to the power 1. Hence our formula is H is equal to having some constant I squared RT, right? Getting it? So these are the dimensions uses, all three uses we have covered. Now we have some limitations, so you can write down the limitations of the dimension analysis. The limitations is that we cannot solve more than 3 variables at a time. So write down the limitations. There are the 2-3 limitations which we have to list it up over here. So write down the limitations of dimension analysis dimension analysis. Number 1, what we can say, if a dimension if the dimensional formula is given physical quantity, write down over here, physical quantity may not be the same. Getting it? For example, we already know for the work done, torque, energy, they are the different physical quantities. All of them have same dimensional formula. All of them have dimensional formula, that is m to the power 1, l to the power 2, t to the power minus 2. Getting it? So this is the limitation, right? Getting it? Now the second one is we do not have the dimensions of the constant. The second one, we cannot find the actual value of constant in the given formula. For example, we cannot calculate the value of numbers, trigonometric function, okay, trigonometric function, pi, exponential. These constants cannot be calculated by the dimensional formula. Okay. So these are the limitations of the dimensional constant. I'm giving you an exercise. You have to do it at the home. And this chapter is actually completed over here. We will start next chapter by the next class. Write down the question over here. You have to establish the relation between potential difference V, okay, potential difference V, resistance R, time T, and heat produced H by the dimensional analysis. Getting it? So everyone solve this question, and you all have to go through the NCERT exercise, right? Everyone should go through the NCERT exercise, and if you have any problem regarding the exercise, we will discuss in our next class, and after that we will proceed to our next topic, that is the motion in a straight line. Getting it, everyone? Okay, so you have to solve it, and then we will start a new chapter in our next class.